Malnutrition can be defined using two definitions. So the first definition I'll use is the WHO definition, where malnutrition is defined as both a medical and also a social problem. It's a medical problem in the sense that one has to have a lot of physical, mental, and also developmental challenges in terms of growth and development. Social is a social problem in the sense that socially, one who has got malnutrition will have much of the time in the hospital. That will have a negative impact on the social aspect of that person, and economically having a negative impact on the economic aspect of that person. And the other definition for malnutrition is when we look at the word mal. Mal means bad. Bad in the sense that it can be overnutrition or undernutrition. So when we connect bad nutrition to the way the body should utilize the food for development, growth, and repair, you discover that this person will have most of utilization of the food not adequately used. Hence, this person will have challenges in terms of growth. When we talk of malnutrition, many people refer to it as those that have bad nutrition, like very low caloric intake, okay, that may result to one growing very thin, someone developing like edema, or in the previous terms we used to call it kwashiorkor, and others growing very thin. In the previous terms we used to call it marasmus, but that is not the case. So malnutrition can also be, like I mentioned, overnutrition, where the body receives more than one should actually receive, and that can be exhibited when somebody has what we call obese, when one goes into obese or overweight, and that simply means this person is malnourished. One of the causes of malnutrition can be what we call social factor. Yeah, social in the sense that in terms of the economic status, one has got very little, cannot manage to acquire or to obtain quality food that may support the healthy. And also the other factor could be knowledge. So many of us may not know how to balance up the food and food varieties that may complement each other, and so one may develop malnutrition. There are other factors also, such as would say poor food insecurity. All those can also lead to one developing malnutrition. There are many signs and symptoms that would show one that has got malnutrition. So one of the signs that one is having malnutrition is where one is not growing, having maybe low height for age, or maybe one is prolonged sicknesses that may lead to one having small body for the age, and then also small weight for that person, of the height of that person, and again frequency of that person having some illnesses. That would also help us to know that this person has got malnutrition, because we know that illnesses may lead to one having malnutrition, and so where there is infection, there's high cell breakdown, and hence the demand for nutrition is high, and so one is likely to develop malnutrition. When one is ill or has got some medical complications, that calls for nutrition. And an adult who is bedridden, maybe for a long time or frequently visiting the hospital because of the condition, that person can also develop malnutrition. Previously, we could have cases like maybe 50 Okay, but this time the cases have kept on reducing. Reasons are many, starting from recruitment of more healthy staff and so on, and also awarenesses that have been taken place. And so we are at a point where the cases of malnutrition in the inpatient care are less, not knowing how much is in the outpatient and also in the community. Before we can determine that one is supposed to be treated either from the inpatient, from the outpatient, or from the community, we have a criteria, and this is a standard by WHO, and that is one should fall less than -3 standard deviation and should also have some medical complication, and such a patient has to be managed in the inpatient care. And so in terms of the treatment, we are using the therapeutic feeds. So we've got different types of therapeutic feeds for different stages of management of malnutrition. So we've got the starter feed, and also we've got the catch-up growth feed. So for the starter feed is where we give feeds that are low in caloric value, which will help to resuscitate the body system of this child until when the body can accommodate enough calories to build back the muscle until the child gains the desired weight and recovers. Then we transfer to the outpatient. And eventually from the outpatient, the child is discharged to the community. The message is that they need to be confident in us and also those that are out there, because in each and every health center where they take their children, they are competent enough to identify that the child has got malnutrition. And this time around, we do not have to feel stigmatized, because malnutrition is something that can attack one who's coming from rich and also poor. It's just a complication. When the body is not utilizing what it is supposed to utilize, it may go into malnutrition. And either you're coming from rich or poor, one can still suffer from that. And if they are identified that they need to be managed from the inpatient, and particularly from here, I encourage them that they will meet qualified staff. And most of the cases that we are referred to, we are pretty sure and 100% that we handle them professionally, and most mothers usually go home smiling.